episode 1 of season 3, I gave it 10 out of 10 too, and I'm actually going to do a deeper dive into the episode really soon. I've reviewed season 2 as well, but it was a very short review, so I'm also prepping for a deep dive into a deeper breakdown of season 2 as well. So here's my issue with this episode. So she eventually breaks the simulation and seemingly gets the hell out of there, and then she meets up with a very mysterious figure played by my boy Vincent. You know, the ending of the episode is so fucking creepy with her just being like frozen there, and it's like, you know, what is really his intentions? You know, what exactly are his plans? You know, lot of questions there. Very fascinating. But my only issue with this episode is that the entire episode felt like a filler episode, which is odd because Westworld is never usually like that. It's never usually like The Walking Dead. My biggest issue with the war world, you know, this park, is that it wasn't used in a memorable way outside of Nazi imagery. And this episode was confusing on top of it as well. I was like, oh shit, this was confusing. Definitely not a bad episode. I personally found this episode to be extremely disappointing, you know, very lackluster, you know, especially compared to the first episode. Like, to be honest with you, when this episode opened and I realized that it was going to be like a Maeve-centric, War World-centric episode, I was so disappointed by this because I was like, what the fuck? What happened to the future that we just left? What happened with all the awesome shit with Aaron Paul? Or all the fucking craziness going on with Dolores? You know, going into episode 2, I feel like we should have picked up right where we left off from when Dolores fell into Aaron Paul's arms. The only details that seemed like mandatory for me to know was maybe like the last 3 minutes. I feel like everything outside of the last 3 minutes of this episode could have been deleted and could have been filled with what the fuck happened next with Aaron Paul and Evan Rachel Wood. But it's still a good episode, so I'm feeling this is a first, but I'm feeling a 7. All right, I'm feeling a 7 out of 10. It's good, decent. Didn't think it was great.